E-cigarette usage in teenagers. E-cigarettes. What are they? What are possible benefits? Common misconceptions. Why are they a problem? Teenage usage. What is already being done to combat this problem? And a plan of action to reduce usage. What are e-cigarettes? E-cigarettes are electronic battery-powered devices. They're used to convert liquid into vapor for inhalation, most commonly referred to as vaping or juuling. Different types of e-cigarettes include e-pipes, e-cigars, large-sized tank devices, medium-sized tank devices, rechargeable e-cigarettes, and disposable e-cigarettes. What benefits are there to e-cigarettes? They contain less harmful ingredients than traditional cigarettes. They are said to aid those who smoke traditional cigarettes to quit, and they don't emit smoke like traditional cigarettes. Common misconceptions about e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes only contain water vapor. They are good for you. They cause no health problems. They are just flavoring, and they help adults quit smoking. The reality. E-cigarettes such as Juul have high levels of nicotine in them. Approximately 1 Juul cartridge contains as much nicotine as 20 traditional cigarettes. Nicotine can be harmful on developing brains of teenagers and young adults. Though long-term effects have not been fully evaluated by the FDA as of yet, so claims of it being safe aren't based on any long-term reputable studies. Children and young adults have actually been poisoned from e-cigarettes due to swallowing the nicotine fluid. Statistically speaking, e-cigarettes rarely help out an adult quit smoking. What is inside of e-cigarettes? Most contain nicotine. Some flavors contain harmful chemicals that are linked to lung disease. Some contain chemicals that could potentially cause cancer. Some contain heavy metals, like nickel, tin, and even lead. E-cigarette companies aren't required to disclose ingredients of their products. Some e-cigarette companies who have marketed containing no nicotine actually have been found to contain nicotine in their products. Ads claim e-cigarettes emit only harmless water vapor, which is not true. They can emit propylene glycol, lead, acetaldehyde, formaldehyde, toluene, cadmium, acetone, acrolein, and nickel, to name a few. Why is this a public health problem? Toxic chemicals are present in e-cigarettes. Nicotine is found in most devices, which is highly addictive. Middle schoolers and high schoolers are getting a hold of these devices. Devices are made in compact packaging that make them easy to hide in plain sight. And the exhale vapor is much less noticeable in recent models of e-cigarettes such as Juul. E-cigarettes can contain other harmful chemicals besides nicotine. E-cigarettes come in a variety of exotic flavors that appeal to teenagers, such as cotton candy, cream, blueberry, and many more. Growth in e-cigarette use. High schoolers are more likely to smoke e-cigarettes than middle schoolers. However, the message is clear. Teen usage is rising rapidly, and from 2017 to 2018, we see a large spike in e-cigarette usage among both middle school age and high school age teens. Teens and e-cigarettes. In 8th grade, we see the least amount of usage among teenagers. In 10th grade, we see a sharp rise from 8th graders in both e-cigarettes and traditional cigarettes. In 12th grade, more usage than 10th graders, but not by a whole lot. The most alarming statistic in here is the usage of traditional cigarettes. The usage of e-cigarettes at a young age seems to end up in a result of higher usage of traditional cigarettes later on. During a survey, it was found that in the last 6 months, 30.7% of teenagers said that they started smoking either e-cigarettes or traditional cigarettes, whereas 8.1% said they didn't smoke. Now, when teenagers were asked what was inside of e-cigarettes, 1.3% said other, 13.7% said they didn't know, 13.2% said nicotine, and 5.8% said marijuana, and 66% said just flavoring. Teenagers are being exposed to e-cigarette advertising at alarming rates. 7 out of 10 were exposed to ads for e-cigarettes. These ads were mostly in retail, or on the internet, TV, and in magazines. Teenagers are being exposed to ads online through social media apps that they might frequent, such as Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, to name a few. Advertisers make e-cigarette smoking seem appealing through exotic flavors, attractive models, and taglines such as Pure Bliss. In contrast, anti-e-cigarette ads aren't as flashy or appealing as pro-e-cigarette ads. They hold a clear and concise message, however. E-cigarettes. Toxic, addictive, unsafe. Don't be fooled. E-cigarette usage in teenagers is contributing largely to a new generation of nicotine addicts. Popcorn lung. Bronchiolitis obliterans, more commonly known as popcorn lung, caused by breathing in the chemical diacetyl, which is responsible for the butter artificial flavoring in products. It was banned from use in popcorn factories because it was discovered to cause lung disease from workers in a microwave popcorn factory. This causes problems because it scars small air sacs in the lungs, which narrows the airways. Symptoms include coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. This chemical is found in many flavors of e-cigarettes such as vanilla, maple, and coconut. What is being done to prevent this? Parents are encouraged to lead by example by not smoking themselves. Parents are encouraged to talk to their children about smoking at a young age and keep an open dialogue. More information about e-cigarettes in the shape of USB flash drives are being distributed to parents and schools to better help identify products. And exotic flavors are being banned from convenience stores and gas stations, and only flavors such as tobacco and menthol are being sold. Plan of action. My plan of action is to get social media influencers involved, such as Jake Paul or Ryan Toyerview, to help hit a target demographic of elementary age and middle school age children to help aid in the decline of future teenage e-cigarette usage by influencing them not to do so by social media influencers that they trust. Also, by getting teenagers active in their health. Also, by not pushing teenagers' life stressors aside as less valid because they are young. We should also force e-cigarette companies to disclose ingredients and possible bad side effects in an unavoidable way. Also, as parents, don't chastise your child for smoking e-cigarettes. They will likely push back out of spite and continue more discreetly. Instead, try being open, understanding, and honest. Keep an open dialogue. However, be firm in your authority as a parent. Be active in helping them quit. In conclusion, e-cigarettes are a healthier option than traditional cigarettes for adults who already smoke. E-cigarettes are not healthy no matter how you look at them. E-cigarettes usage in teenagers is rapidly growing. Companies are using sex appeal and beautiful models to advertise e-cigarettes to a younger audience. E-cigarette companies need to be held accountable for the toxicity of their products and lack of warning they place on them. Also, be involved in your child's life and warning them about nicotine usage.